My name is Zhang Xiuwen and my metric number is 205150. The academic topic we chose was environmental protection, and the presentation focused mainly on environmental issues caused by greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect occurs when greenhouse gases are collected in the Earth's atmosphere. These gases, which occur naturally in the atmosphere, include carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and fluorinated gases. Greenhouse gases allow sunlight to reach the Earth's surface, but they absorb the heat that is reflected back into the atmosphere. Let me start by talking about one of the main causes of the greenhouse effect, industrial development. Most of the carbon dioxide that people emit into the atmosphere comes from burning fossil fuels, such as oil, coal, and natural gas. Cars, trucks, trains, and airplanes all burn fossil fuels. Many power plants also burn fossil fuels. Burning fossil fuel releases carbon dioxide and other heat-trapping gases into the atmosphere. The oceans then absorb most of the heat, which led to a global rise in sea level that seriously threatens coastal life around the world, with consequences including flooding and increased damage to coastal areas. Even as life inland is threatened, regarding sea level rise, geologists have found some of the more disturbing records from geological history. The Earth was warmer 125,000 years ago than it is today, when sea levels were 6 to 9 meters higher than they are today. An even longer time ago, 3 million years ago, when the Earth's atmosphere had as much carbon dioxide as it does today, and the temperature were about the levels expected in 2050. Sea level were 21 meters higher than they are today. Another action that contributes to greenhouse effect, cutting down trees. Since we live in a time when the atmosphere is very rich in carbon dioxide, released through man-made inventions such as cars, factories, and power plants. It is more important than ever that trees remove some of the excess carbon dioxide from the air. Unfortunately, deforestation is preventing this work from being fully completed, and 4 million trees cut down each year for people process alone. The amount of carbon dioxide is increasing. As carbon dioxide increasing in the atmosphere, more of the sun's radiation is reflected back to Earth, which causes our average temperature to rise. Second, the air quality deteriorates. Since the Industrial Revolution in the late 1700 years and 1800 years, people has been released large amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Between 1970 and 2004, greenhouse gases emissions increased by 70% during this period. Emissions of the most important greenhouse gas, carbon dioxide, increased by about 18%. The data showed that carbon dioxide concentrate level spiked again in 2019, with the global annual average crossing the critical threshold of 410 parts per million. This rate continued in 2020. Carbon dioxide can remain in the atmosphere for centuries and in the oceans for much longer. In addition to carbon dioxide, methane, a powerful greenhouse gas, that remain in the atmosphere for no more than 10 years has concentration of 1,877 parts per million in 2019. 260% of per industrial level. The increase from 2018 to 2019 is still higher than the average of the last 10 years. These figures not only show how fast the harmful gases are growing, but also impress the immersion environmental problem we now face. Next part, YIYANG.
Okay, in this part, after our investigation, we believe that the following situation is more like an interaction between global warming and the human living environment. Next. As mentioned above, the development of industry has brought about some bad effects on people's living environment, especially in terms of air and climate. Due to the development of industry, people enjoy a lot of convenience. However, while people enjoy the convenience, it also changes the ozone layer in the atmosphere. The ozone gas in the upper layer acts like a sponge, absorbing radiation from the sun to Earth. Even if we need some radiation from the sun to survive, too much radiation can damage living things. The ozone layer acts as a barrier to life on Earth. Next. But these barriers in content in freon will be destroyed after the chemical. Freon is a kind of chlorofluorocarbons. Chlorofluorocarbons exist in plastic products and in the refrigerator and air conditioner has done more than 20 years of refrigerants. The chemical can damage the ozone layer structure, makes the thinning. Thinning of the ozone layer will increase in the number of the amount of UV radiation to reach the ground. Ultraviolet radiation on the ground after a rebound can affect the temperature in the air, cause the temperature rise. This is also a factor in climate warming, although not as good as the effect of carbon dioxide. Power, but also a role cannot be ignored. Because of the thinning of the ozone layer could not absorb too much ultraviolet for people, it will make people more likely to develop skin cancer. Like people in Australia than people in other countries are more likely to develop skin cancer because there is a hole in the ozone layer over Australia. Next. The other effect is climate, rising temperature and falling rain. This may seem trivial, but the rate of global warming since the Industrial Revolution has been staggering, with global average temperatures rising by about 0.6 degrees Celsius over the course of the 20th century. Global warming will lead to the increase and the decrease of temperature and the precipitation of climate elements and changes the spatial distribution part of water and heat resource. Next, dry weather and reduced rainfall contribute to months of wildfires in Australia last year, which caused extensive damage to property and human resource. The situation is made worse by the burning fires that not only destroy the places where people and forest animals live, but also engulfing Australia in smoke and pumping large amount of carbon dioxide into the air. Next. In the end, from the beginning, we just thought that human behavior caused the current global warming. But after searching for information, we can help but wonder, is this effect only one way? The beginning of global warming is indeed from the industrialization of human beings, but the global warming that has been formed has also brought immeasurable impacts and losses to our lives. such as the frequent occurrence of extreme weather and nature disasters. Next.
In the problem of global warming, we can implement actions such as turning on the air conditioner less, refusing to overpackage green vegetable, and buying new energy cars in order to protect the environment. Finally, I would like to say human several is closely related to the surrounding environment, and to treat the environment well is to treat ourselves well. This is all our presentation. Thanks for your listening. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.